This is what time to figure out her time zone.
Okay.
We think we got it figured out.
Well, perfect. Well, I'm Dr. Ruth Anderson with Enlightened World Network, here with Sue Broome, and we are so pleased to be bringing you messages from our loved ones today. We do this once a month, and we know that the time change might throw some of you off, and that's perfectly okay. Whoever joins in, if you would like to hear a message from a loved one who has passed on, just please put your name or your information. I guess we know your name. Put your information, who it is that you're wanting to hear from, in the messages on Facebook, and we will be able to see that, and we will check into that for you and share that. You know, what I love about this show, Sue, is that we just spend time talking about things that are typically related to death and passing on, but it's amazing conversations. So I'm really looking forward to this time with you today. But let's go ahead and, Donna says, hello, ladies. Good morning or good afternoon, Donna, wherever you are. We're going to share this out for just a quick moment.
Yeah, I'm doing my best to get it shared. And yes, you are absolutely right. It's the conversations, because with the one thing that's so amazing is it's the conversations that will also stir up the energy to help bring some of the messages forward. And I do love that.
I do love that too. And Donna, we will get to you in Donna's watching from Pennsylvania. So she's on Eastern time. So Sue, you are in Phoenix. You're now on Mountain time, right?
I'm matching you, but I didn't change.
I know. I changed.
You changed.
I'm always the one that has to change in this relationship. So I know.
It's always you. But I also have to be aware of everyone that has changed.
That's true. That's true. I love it. So before we get started, while you're sharing, I wanted to share one of our pieces of news here. You know, here at Enlightened World Network, we have so many different show hosts, and we get to know each and every one of them. And we also get to know their animals. And we have got some really special animals that always seem to come on camera when we're on. One of them is Charmy Devan's bird Angel, who, when Charmy and I record, she is in India. And so we're recording, I think it's like 10 or 11 at night for her. And Angel goes to bed early unless I'm on. And if I'm on, which is when we're recording, Angel will get up and insist on coming on camera and being with us. It's so sweet. Well, one of our other animals that we have loved is Mira Rubin's bird, Maggie. And we love Maggie. Well, Maggie passed away last night and just crushed everybody's heart, Mira's especially. And so I wanted to spend a little bit of time today talking about pets that pass over, because, you know, our pets really become like our kids in so many ways, or, you know, in some ways, almost like a spouse or a sister, because we spend more time with them and it's unconditional love. Do you have cats, Sue?
Mm-mm.
You don't have cats?
I have not ever had, as an adult, I have not ever had a pet. I've taken care, and I lived in a house where there was the outside cat. So he and I were buddies, but he was an outside cat. And yes, I took care of him, but, and we were, very, very good friends. But no, I've never had a pet.
Well, it's funny to me because when you said the line, I have never had pets, your chimes went crazy.
Well, because there's animals that find me, and it's funny because cats seem to find me. And so Max was the outside cat, super, super intelligent. I mean, and he and I believe, had a past life together in Egypt. And where he was a cat, but he was a little bit bigger. He wasn't a wild cat, but he was a little bit bigger, and we did healing work together.
Mm.
But other cats have found me when I was in Green Valley. Cats, I mean, and the mama cat and her kittens that I rescued on, Mother's Day.
I remember seeing that. Yeah. Yeah.
That was my mom instigated.
The chimes are going, yes. That is so cool. Well, you have the heart of a pet owner. Whether they're living in your house or not, you have that heart.
That's why I'm on coyote alert.
Yeah. If we see Sue bolt out the door, she's watching for coyotes trying to protect the neighbor's dog. That's funny. Well, we'll finish talking about pets in a minute. So Donna Zimmerman would love to hear from her dad, calling in from Pennsylvania. So let's wake up the cards, Sue.
It's funny. I did see Mira's post on Facebook. And as I was shuffling the cards before I came on and, clearing my energy, clearing the decks, calling in the loved ones, and I heard and pets. And it's like, and it, I didn't even make the connection until after, it was like 3 or 4 minutes later. It's like, oh, well, that makes sense.
Yep.
All right, so Donna Z's dad. Oh, I don't think we need this card in there. Sometimes one of the how to use them gets stuck in there. All right, let's see what we got. Ooh, I love this one. You are never alone.
Oh.
This is something that even before someone crosses, when someone is in a different location, on the other side of the world, and we're missing them, we still have that connection. We have the heart connection, and we can go into a meditation and be with them. And it works the same way because we're all energy, and it works the same way where you can go into a meditation and sense and feel the love that you both shared with each other. And this is one of those knowing that you're never alone, where taking the time, and it's 11:11, just so you know right now, and the chimes are starting to go crazy. But it truly is about stopping and taking the time to take in a couple of deep breaths and feel the connection, so KNOW, that you are not alone. And I feel like your dad, I don't know how long it has been since he's gone, but I keep seeing footsteps. So it's almost like there's something that the two of you shared together that you're now doing, or there's something maybe when you're walking, he used to walk with you and you're sensing him. So there's something with footsteps that I'm getting. Miss Ruth.
Well, yeah, so that's intriguing, because when you said footsteps, what I'm seeing, it's not 2 sets of footsteps, it's 1 set of footsteps. And I think he was carrying her, because when you said that, I immediately saw like a man holding like a 3-year-old or a 2 or 3-year-old. There's 1 set of footsteps there. It's like, I gotcha. But what I was getting before that, Donna, and I am just really curious, I was getting the vision of like a country Western. Now, I don't know if, and I asked like several times, really, country Western, really? And so I don't know if like your dad enjoyed country Western movies, or if he enjoyed wanting to be like a cowboy type, or like to ride horses or something, but there was definitely something about country Western. So I will be very curious to know if that resonates at all with you. Keely Mel says, hello. Hello, Keely. Keely, if you would like to hear a message from a loved one, please put in the message who you would like to hear from, and we'd be happy to take a look at that. Nice. I do want to talk about the pets passing over for just a second. I absolutely. Oh, Donna, her husband watches country western movies every day.
That's fun.
That's interesting. Did your dad like your husband? Because maybe he's like there with him watching country westerns every day.
Well, that could be.
Yeah, that's that's interesting. It's kind of like maybe they hang out together. With the pet thing, I absolutely we're talking about Maggie, Mira Rubin's beautiful little parrot. I think she's an African gray, I think is what I heard. Oh, very much so. They were very close. Her dad and her husband, very close. I think he's there watching the country westerns with your husband, just saying. That's pretty funny. That's sweet. So Maggie was on a second life, actually, because Maggie had escaped a couple months ago. And what are the chances of finding your bird again? And she was able to track her down. She found her. And so she was kind of like on a second life. And but Maggie has such a strong personality. If you've ever watched Mira Rubin's show on Enlightened World Network, Maggie would just like, walk on her head and, she's in front of her face. I mean, she was such a part of the show. But this morning, the energy that I got with Maggie is that she is so present with Mira. I think she is a very spiritual bird. And I think her work's not done with Mira, even though she's left her body. So yeah, interesting. But one other time we had to put our little dog down. We actually, in our home right now, we have 4 dogs. And Donna's saying Maggie was amazing. Maggie was absolutely amazing. So for 4 dogs in the home right now. Before that, we had a little one named Tucker, who was a little cavapoo. And when it was finally time to go, our dogs live so long. Yeah, we must be doing something right, because he was like 18 when we finally had to put him down. And it was interesting because we always have the vet come to the house and put them down in the living room. We get them a McDonald's hamburger to, kind of, and then we give them a Valium with it. So they kind of get knocked out. So it's not a bad thing when you have to transition from our living room. So the doc came and brought with her dog. And as she had done the deed in our home and then carried Tucker out because she was going to have him cremated so we could get the ashes. This dog in the back of her truck, holy cow, Sue, his eyes, he just looked right through you. And it was like looking at the angel of death in this dog's eyes. And I said, wow, I mean, this dog is amazing. And she said, oh yeah, he is. I mean, he was like a messenger. It was crazy. Like a messenger helping to transport the souls of these animals to the other side. And she said she had found him as a rescue. And she takes him to every time she has to put an animal down. And she said, he is truly amazing. It was really quite something. But, we think about people passing over. Well, when animals pass over, it's a whole thing too. Their energy lives on. It's a beautiful thing. I've heard different things. I've heard, some people talk about the Rainbow Bridge where you in spirit, you go across the bridge and there's all the animals waiting. I do believe that our animals are part of our soul families, our spirit families. And I do believe we'll see them again. I mean, you talked about the one that you had in a past life. And I think our animals kind of stick with us,
I know one person, and it seems like there's a second person too, but one for sure, where a dog that she had transitioned years ago, and she knew when she was looking, and this was years ago also, but when she was looking for, actually, I do know two people, this her next puppy, she knew that the reincarnation of that dog had come back. And there's actually somebody that follows on Facebook Lives on Sundays. It's a cat. And I'm pretty sure it's the cat, that the kitten that she just got recently is a reincarnation of a previous cat that she's had. So, cats, yes, animals, they're still on the same kind of roller coaster that we are,
Right.
coming and going.
Right. Well, and sometimes we wonder, gosh, is it time to put an animal down? As a pet guardian, it's a responsibility when you see that they are
Yeah.
so sick or so old. And yeah, it is a responsibility. But with our dog now, Jack, who is 17, they just hang around, I'm telling you. But back in June, I was thinking, okay, I'm thinking it's time, because I'm not sure he's enjoying this anymore. And so in meditation, I went in and I was able to speak to him spirit to spirit. And I said, is it time? Do you want to be put down? And it was like, no, I don't want to. I was like, okay, bud, well then you got to come to the table a little bit here, because this doesn't look like you're enjoying this at all. That was in June, and he's still with us, and he can't do stairs anymore. So I always have to, pick him up and take him outside and bring him back in. But if I put him on the deck, so like he has to go down the deck to go to the bathroom, but then when he's ready, he'll like bark for me to come get him. Well, then I put him on the deck and he runs into the house with his tail wagging. And it's like, okay, I get it. You're still going. But it is interesting that you can communicate with your animals and get the idea of what it is that they're needing or what it is that they're wanting. Because I've also had dogs go, well, Tucker, when he went, it was like, yeah, I'm done. I was like, okay, we can help you with that. But yeah, very sweet.
Yeah, there's Penelope Smith is she's like the grandmother of animal communication. She's been doing it for probably 45 to 50 years now. I heard about her through a friend of mine who, she does some of the healing work that I do, but her main connection is with animals, so she does animal communication, but she studied with Penelope. And it just so happens Penelope lived in Prescott when I was up in Prescott Valley, and now she's down here, like on the other side of Phoenix. So not too far away, but I still get her newsletters, and she was talking this morning about this huge tortoise that I think it's a tortoise that she's got, and he lives outside, and I never knew that they hibernated. But so she was talking about, yeah, he hasn't gone and hibernated yet, but he will be soon, I guess, or underground, or maybe they don't hibernate per se, but they go underground.
Interesting. Yeah, I love the animal communication. Okay, let's see. Keely Mel would love a message from her nan or granddad. Should we do both? But just because nobody else is banging on the door here. So should we start? You tell me, who are we starting with, nan or granddad?
Nan.
I thought so.
Nan. Mm-hmm. Nan feels more vocal for some reason, and the chimes just started like going like crazy when I said Nan. Like, okay. Oh. Nan. All right, I'm gonna keep shuffling and pull Granddad too. Oh yeah, the chimes are just going crazy today, aren't they?
They are. They're unusually verbal today.
Yes, they are. Oh, there it is. All right. So Nan first. Hold my hand. This is such a beautiful message to me. Because it's like what I see is it's like two visuals, but I think it's kind of the same thing. It's like, if you have somebody they're laying there or they're sitting there and their hand is just resting and the other hand goes over. I see that, but I also see where you take someone's hand in yours and gently envelop their hand. And I feel like, and I'm getting chills when I say this, it's almost like there's times when, Keely, you might get a tingling in your hand. And I feel like that's when Nan is near, like she's literally doing something, touching your hand or holding your hand somehow. And that's kind of like, it's like her sign, her message to you that she's near. So pay attention to what you're thinking when you notice that.
Aw, that's very sweet. Keely, this is kind of strange. With Nan, I am getting sort of masculine interests, masculine energy. But when I say masculine, I don't mean manly. Like some people's grandmas, we get in the kitchen cooking, or we get, that kind of thing. With Nan, and even when you said, hold my hand, I got like a rough hand, like gardening hands, or, like to do things that wasn't necessarily what we would consider female, if that makes any sense at all. So Keely, I would love to hear about your Nan, because that's just really interesting. But I'm just getting more masculine energy than female. So maybe it's just like gardening and doing the stuff outside, and even getting like rocks. So I don't know. I would love to hear. Please tell me. Okay. And now let's take a look at your granddad. Granddad.
Write me a note.
So hold on one second. So I was actually going to say, it was feeling like Nan was like grandma and grandpa both. You know what I mean? Like feeling both the male and female. And then I saw the granddad and I went, But of course, that doesn't mean that they were together. That doesn't mean they were married, right? They could have even been a different granddad. So, okay. So what does yours say?
So granddad is write me a note. And I don't feel like, so there are things that we can do to help with either getting thoughts out or to, like, I've even heard of people sending like a letter to their loved one and actually mailing it. But it feels like the note is coming from you to granddad, and almost like it feels like as you're writing it, there's going to be things that you will remember that you had forgotten about. But there's something about the action of writing has more to do with helping the memories click in, if that makes sense. I feel like it's, some special memory, and it's like, oh yeah, I remember doing that. Something special that just the two of you had shared. So write me a note. That's what I'm getting.
I am just getting this masculine laugh. Like granddad had a big laugh and found a lot of joy. in people, and sometimes even like off color or off, funny humor, but just this big laugh is all I'm getting with your granddad. I'm thinking great joy in you, like laughing at a little kid, but not laughing at, you know, out of enjoyment is kind of what I'm getting.
Mhm.
So I would love to hear, Miss Keeley, about that. Alexandra, let me write your name down, Alexandra, so we don't lose you here. Alexandra said, I would like to hear from my mom, who just passed in September. I'm sorry, Alexandra. I'm sorry for your loss. The moms are really hard. We've talked about that before. The moms are really hard.
Well, I think because, we knew them before we were born. you know, we're kind of hanging out in their belly for a while, just a cool 9 months.
Yeah, we've known them longer than anybody else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Alexandra, these first holidays, sweet thing, just buckle up. The holidays are hard, the first ones in particular.
First of everything, because there's birthdays, there's anniversaries, there's holidays, and especially because they are coming up.
Yeah.
Um,
Just buckle up and just be gentle on yourself.
Right. And spend time with her. And just, I've lived by myself for so long, but there's been different ways that I have celebrated my mom. Now, of course, it's been, I honestly, I don't remember when I was a kid. I don't remember the first of anything. I just don't. But there's been things that I've been able to do as an adult to celebrate her life and to do things that she liked to do, or that where she would take us, my brothers and I. So, all right, so let's see the card. Oh, feel my love.
Oh,
And it's so what I'm seeing is almost like this beautiful light shawl. And I'm not saying that it's a shawl like a clothing. It feels like it's literally made of love. It's so soft and you can feel it when you stop to notice it. You might notice a warmth. You might notice a chill. You might actually feel it, but it's love. It's made from love and light is what I'm getting.
And Alexandra, I'm getting light pink roses. I'm getting the smell. I'm seeing them. I'm seeing like almost a carpet of them. No idea what the symbolism is, but I would think if you're ever feeling down and kind of want to feel her near you, go buy yourself some light pink roses. I don't, maybe that was like one of her favorites was pink roses or something, but there's some symbolism there, and maybe you'll understand what that means. Okay.
So two things with the light pink is I'm just really noticing the light pink that you have in your background, as well as the light pink, because this is about that light pink. But I also am noticing when you were talking about the light pink, I was noticing the feathers in your background. And it's kind of that lightness that I feel wrapped, the love wrapped around. So.
Well, and it was funny because before the show, I had a different background on, and it was like,
Did.
and then I switched to this one. So apparently I was feeling the pink already. Alexandra said she is a definition of love. I have a pink rose that kept flowering over and over this summer.
There you go. That's Mom saying I'm here. Especially, you know, I've heard stories of roses, especially where in the middle of the winter, there'll be, you know, one rose flower on the that will bloom. Or I've heard of people where all of a sudden their whole house, the entire house smells like roses.
Yeah.
When the house is closed up.
Yeah, that's
You know?
interesting. That's sweet. So sweet. And so Keely's getting back with us. She said her Nan was very psychic. What were we saying about her Nan? Oh, I was saying I was feeling the masculine and the feminine energy. And my granddad was always smiling. I was getting the laughter, and was with the Royal British Legion in the UK. Interesting. Keely, thanks for helping fill in some of the blanks for us there. All right.
That's good.
And Alexandra's feeling hugged.
Oh, good.
You got hugged today, my dear. You did. You got hugged today. Absolutely. Okay. And Jenny Blazik says, I would like a message from Ray Chavez. He passed 5/8/2020, or if possible, my grandbaby, Luther. He was 6 months old, passed December 8 of 19 for his mom, Kaylee. Oh, that's interesting. We had a Keely, and now you want a message for Kaylee. Interesting. Okay. And Tammy Hill is saying hello.
Hi, Miss Tammy. All right, so for Jenny, I'm going to pull two, one for Ray and one for Luther.
Yep. So let's do Ray for, well, you tell me, who are we doing?
No, that's who I'm. Yes, Ray first. Ray. Oh, Luther. I feel like Luther was such a gift.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just seeing this little present. Just a, little. Okay, Ray. Ooh, I send rainbows to brighten your day. So this is like you might notice rainbows, and maybe there was a special connection with rainbows, because some people do. It's like, oh yeah, whenever I see a rainbow, I think of this person. And I think there will be things that you will notice that are rainbows or rainbow-like. That is your connection with Ray. And I think what it feels like is there's a brightness that you'll notice when you see a rainbow, or there's something that was really bright and big, like a big light with Ray, is what I feel like.
So Jenny said, whoa, it cut out. But then when she said it cut out, I think she was able to hear it again. So excuse me, sorry. Repeat that a little bit, just in case it officially really did cut out for her.
So what I was getting is, it says, I send rainbows to brighten your day. And I think that the rainbows are, yes, I absolutely think that you will see rainbows, like, when you see a cloud and there's that little tiny rainbow, or literal rainbows. But I feel like there's something about the brightening of it. There's a brightness, and I think the brightness was Ray's light. He was a big, bright light, is what it feels like.
And Jenny saw some rainbows on her memories today. So yeah, apparently there are rainbows. What I see with Ray is, first of all, he showed me like standing under a sign that says welcome. My guess is, Jenny, whenever you pass away, Ray is going to be meeting you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's beautiful to know who some of our group is, that's going to be waiting for us. But yeah, a big welcome sign. And Ray, we're not in any hurry. So, Jenny's just going to take her time. But whenever that is, he's there in your corner. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of energy, a lot of warm, welcoming energy. Like he feels like a smile. I mean, you're seeing rainbows. He feels like a smile to me.
I'm curious, was he Native American?
I don't know.
I keep seeing a Native American.
Well, yeah. His last name, Chavez.
Yeah.
Oh, and she said, yeah. Oh, she said he was worried if he was going to heaven because he received blood transfusions. Why, Jenny? Please take a second and write to me why.
Yeah, I'm curious about that as well.
What's the connection there?
Unless it was a belief thing.
Yeah, was that like his grave is on an Indian reservation?
Oh. Well, that makes sense. I'm getting chills on that. Thank you for saying that. And I think, yeah, it's interesting because I feel like the Navajo, I think I'm assuming that Jehovah. I feel like they were welcoming him home. Is what it feels like to me.
Well, I think the smile is like, I'm good.
Yeah. And I think the welcome was also part of how he was welcomed. So I think it's twofold. Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah, his message is didn't have to worry about the blood transfusions. He's good. Yeah. He's good. And so she wants to know if he's with Luther. Well, let's take a little look at Luther because Luther has a lot of really cool energy. Little grandbaby Luther.
Yeah.
6 months old when he passed.
But I feel like, I'm going back to the gift, the present, gift. It's not present, isn't the right word. It's truly a gift. It's almost like, and 6 months, it may have only been 6 months in time, but it was so much more than that. Oh, it's like a fan. It's like this is the 6 months, but this was Luther's 6 months.
Yeah. That's
okay. Let's see what the card is.
He passed of multiple myeloma.
Trust in yourself. I do. And so this is so interesting because I feel like, sometimes kids and pets also, I think, the truly unconditional loving connection. It's allowing you to be you and you not even realizing it. And I think that's what Luther did to so many people. He allowed them to love him for who he was in all of his brightness. And that was truly the gift. Wow.
Jenny shared that. Oh, wait. Okay. So did Ray, I'm a little confused here. We've got a lot of messages. Did Ray pass of multiple myeloma? I was thinking that was Luther. Luther passed in bed with his mom because of a pillow. So did Luther suffocate?
So this trust in yourself, I feel like there's, with what she just said, with the, I think that that may have been the appearance, but I don't think that that was it. I feel like there's something with this that's saying it's okay to let the guilt go,
Yeah.
because there is no guilt.
Yeah.
The amount of time that Luther was here was the amount of time Luther was meant to be here.
Right. Right.
That's what I feel.
As painful as that is to hear, because we don't want to think that someone is supposed to come into this world for just a short period of time. When I look at Luther's energy, I get this beautiful, rich, warm yellow, very warm, very full of light. And his energy was big. And I don't know, shortly before, the month before, whatever, his energy got really big. And then his energy got really small, and it was almost like he blossomed, and just like he lived energetically, he lived a full life, a big, beautiful life full of love. I mean, he's just like love personified.
Yeah.
But I know it doesn't feel good to think that somebody was really supposed to just come here for a short period of time. I know that doesn't feel good.
I've even heard that if a woman has a miscarriage, that even the small amount of time that the soul was there was that soul's amount of time.
Right. Right. That some souls want to come in and have some experiences. Maybe they just want to experience that time in utero again for some reason, but really have no intention of being born and living a full life.
Yeah. I mean, if you are still a baby cocooned in the love of a womb, you got everything taken care of, you can eat and poop wherever you want, and you're feeling the love. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I get that. And Jenny said she had a premonition the day before it happened, and they were together the day before Luther left. Yep. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There's a lot of heartbreak around that.
Yeah.
Tammy Hill said, what does it mean when you see your family in the sky, meaning the family that passed? When I was sitting on my back porch, when in my sister's van, they stopped and started waving to me. Okay, let's get this right, Tammy Hill. What does it mean when you see your family in the sky that passed? When I was sitting on my back porch, when I was in my sister's van, they stopped and started waving to me. So you saw a vision of your family. Oh, this is interesting. So Tammy, sorry, clarify, please. Did you see the vision of them in the sky? And or did you see them in a car? Because I can tell you, sometimes spirit will show up to us through the body of somebody else. And you go, hold on, that was my mother-in-law. And you look back a second time and it was not, but you saw the face so clearly.
I definitely heard of that. That's not ever happened to me, but where you're looking right at somebody and it's like, oh my gosh, that's so-and-so. And you blink and you look again and it's like, it's totally not.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I see Tammy, it's almost like she's sitting on the deck and all of a sudden she sees this vision, because how sometimes you'll just get a vision and your eyes are not closed and you're looking outside, but all of a sudden there's this movie that's playing. And so I'm kind of wondering if it's like, we're just on vacation, Tammy, we're having fun.
I have definitely seen loved ones. Absolutely seen loved ones. and just stopping. My husband has too, and he would not describe himself as spiritually astute at all, but he has seen his dad in other people, and he's seen his mom in other people. So yeah, I do believe that happens, that we just get that glimmer, and it's just enough for us to go and remind us how much we love them.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me see. Tammy wants to know, does my dad, and it says 5 brothers. Tammy, do you mean 5 brothers and sister, have any messages, and my grandparents at all? So Tammy's doing the family roll call. Anybody in the Tammy Hill family have a message?
All right, let's do it. This is one card from the family. And it kind of feels, because when, especially with the visual of and it's funny because it's a VW bus that I see. The ones that still are running in some places like Arizona where there's
right on the California beaches.
Yeah. I'm like, here we are, Tammy. We're having a good time.
Yeah, I think they are having a good time, Tammy.
Well, and it's like they come with especially with the holidays coming up. It's like they celebrate with us. They're partaking too. They're like, oh, I wish I could still taste that food.
I know. That's the Chex Mix. I love the Chex.
We haven't had Chex Mix in a long time. All right, Miss Tammy, let's see what kind of message we get. There are no words. That's so funny. But it truly feels like it's like, yeah, there are no words because there's so many of them. But they are just having a good time. And I feel like there are no words. I feel like it has more to do with, because the holidays are coming up, and it sounds like you have a lot of people on the other side. It's like, have a party, and you don't have to say anything. It's like, just have a party and celebrate. It's a celebrate life day.
Yeah.
Just spend time with your loved ones, with other loved ones. You can tell stories. You can just have a love fest of the family. Even though it says there are no words, there are plenty of words, because we still have to use the words. You can feel their love coming in, and you can hear the chimes. There's no words with the chimes, but you know that they're there. So there are no words. So also, I feel like it's paying attention to everything else over and above the words. Noticing the feelings, noticing the chimes, noticing if there's, birds singing or birds not singing. So there's a lot of ways to pay attention.
I think, Tammy, we're reminded that as we get older, speaking for myself, Sue, as we get older, we lose more and more people that we love. And at some point, the scale is going to tip, and you are going to have more people that you love in the ethereal realm than you have here. And I think I'm kind of up there. I realized the other day I've had 21 losses, and I think that's kind of a lot. I mean, I'm only 61. I think 21 is kind of a lot. So I know what it's like to be on this side and thinking, everybody else is having a great time without you. But you know what, Tammy? They're just going to be ready for you when you show up. I hear music. When I look at this family group going on, I'm not hearing words, but I'm hearing music. And I think they're all good. And I think they will just have big open arms for you when it's time for you to go. So I know it's hard being here without all of them. So, okay, let's see.
But when you said the music, I wonder if that's why the chimes are going off so much. And even when you were talking, there was a different sound that came out of them. So Yep.
Yep.
Did
Yep,
it.
Tammy, they're waiting for you. You're right. But you know what? It's different for spirit, at least from what I've experienced, Sue. I do not believe that in spirit form, we sit and we mope and we grieve and we
Ew.
have that torn heart like we have here in the 3D.
Ew. No, not at all. Because, you know, depending on the situation where the person left, there's different things that may happen. Like for my brother, for example, he passed a couple years ago, and I feel like he just wanted to get the heck out of Dodge, and meaning here.
Yeah.
That's why, you know, I kind of joke about this, but it's like, you know, he went out with a bang because his trailer exploded. So he truly, and dad, it's like, my dad is like, oh, I wonder, I wish I would have thought of that, because that's exactly how Steve would have left.
Yeah.
So, but I also think that, you know, he had some healing to do on the other side because of the forgiveness that he hadn't worked through here, but his soul still has to work through some of that. So I think that he was kind of going through that healing process for a while after he transitioned.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Okay, so we have time for one last one. Let me just say, Jenny, my heart is with you because I know that you're working through a lot of isolation and grief over where you are. So my heart is with you. Tammy Hill said, I feel that they're going to have their hands full with me when I pass.
I agree.
All right. So Kay Withers said, my brother is very sick, and I'm wondering if my great aunt Josie and Uncle Benny have a message regarding him. And her brother's name is Raymond.
So Aunt Josie and Uncle who?
Benny.
Benny. So this, I feel one card feels right to me.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's a whole lot of communicating going on already at the soul level, but it has been for a while, is what it feels like. I want you to be happy. So this truly feels like the communication that's been happening with them, but I also feel like you also, Kay, there's talking and happening now, helping you work through things so everything goes peacefully. And I think that being happy, it's like, so the days that your brother is having good days, and you know, when I say good days, I mean consciously, so you're able to talk with him and share time with him, be happy in those moments. And when he's not having a good day, or there's other things that are going on, communicate in other ways. And I feel like Aunt Jenny and Uncle Benny, do I have those? Or Josie and Benny. I feel like that's the message that they want. It's like, let's just be happy. Let's all be happy, because look at it from the energetic perspective, which I know that's difficult when you're in the thick of it. But focus on the happy moments. That's a good way of looking at it. Focus on the happy moments, because there have been so many, and there still are.
Well, and you know, we never really know what the timeline is going to look like for someone's passing. And
Right.
I'm finding that doctors even less and less will give you timelines, which is bright. I mean, it's brilliant
Right.
because who really knows, right? Only the soul knows when the time of passing is. And so while it looks like Raymond might be on his way out, who knows how long that could take,
Absolutely.
right? So, but what I see with Aunt Josie and Uncle Benny, Aunt Josie is setting the table. Like she's setting the table for company. And Uncle Benny he's getting out like things to show someone, I'm guessing Raymond, but like I said, absolutely, who knows in how long of time.
Right.
But when the family, it used to be when company would come over and you get the dining room ready and you get the living room ready, because that's where you're going to have your company. That's what it feels like your aunt and uncle are doing. They're preparing a place for Raymond to come and be with family, is what it feels like to me. But what I see for you, though, is you are on this side helping him. They are on that side waiting for him. And it's a passing off in love from one realm, you on this end, and them receiving on that end. And I'm getting total goosebumps on that. When we love somebody and when they're passing, our job is to hold them in love and do whatever we can do to help their passing be the most comfortable.
Right.
And that's kind of what it feels like. Like I said, it could be a year, who knows? But that's kind of what it feels like your job with Raymond is you're holding him in love over here while he as a soul does what he needs to do
Yeah.
for his own transition, and you'll pass him off and they will receive him.
And it's, as you're talking, it's almost like I can see not only Kay, but the whole family standing around on this side as well as that side. Standing around Raymond and everybody celebrating Raymond. And it's like in this moment, whatever this moment is, be happy. It just reminds me of that woman I was with, where it was the daughter and the sister and the sister's boyfriend. I think and the mother was in the bed unconscious, but we were celebrating who she is because there was such a happiness, and it was the joy. And yes, her mother did transition several days later, but she transitioned so much easier because of the happiness. So and I feel like the aunt and uncle are also okay. I feel like they are also like one on either side of you, helping to support you to be happy as well. So
Yeah. Kay said, I'm trying so hard to hold space. And it's not an easy thing, Kay. It is
now,
the trying of your soul, no question. She said, beautiful reading. Thank you so much. I do believe it is a celebration. It's a homecoming over there. It
yeah,
is absolutely a homecoming over there. But as much as it's delightful over there, it hurts over here.
that's right.
Yeah. She said, I'm still sad. I'm afraid my mom won't recover from his passing. Yeah, I know. I know.
Yeah, that's, sharing the stories and celebrating the time that we have together now.
Right. And the work that we do, and Jenny, I want you to hear this too. The work that we do as souls here, it's not easy. It is not for the faint of heart. And when you lose a grandbaby, or you lose a brother, or you lose a mother, it's hard, and it tries your soul in every way. And really what we're here to do in this earthly realm is to feel and love.
Yeah.
And when it has to do with somebody's passing, boy, do we get to feel the pain of love and lost love.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. But you said a key thing, it's feeling, because I think there's a saying, and I know I'm not going to get it right, so maybe you've heard it. It's like when your heart is broken because of the grief that you feel, and there's, if you're looking at a heart that has all these cracks in it from your grief, but those cracks also allow your light to shine brighter and your love to be brighter. So it's such a beautiful thing. And feeling the grief and being able to walk through it, knowing that you're not alone, helps along the way. Hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. It makes perfect sense. And I would say that there are a lot of folks that are really hurting right now. And um, yeah, there's still comments that people are wanting to connect in. There's a lot of grief right now. And there's a lot of things that are triggering grief right now.
Mhm.
The holidays being one, right? We're still not out of the woods with all of the health issues. We're losing people right and left. And we really are. We are losing people right and left. Not all, from different viruses and stuff, but, our Terry Angel lost a family member this week from an accident. I mean, we're losing folks.
Yep.
And it hurts. And this is our lot in life to have to, deal with this and get back up. And with that is spending time alone. Jenny says she's spending time alone and she feels like nobody's there to love her. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you're feeling that. And I think when we spend that much time alone, it can be almost a little crazy making, because then we're listening to the low level thoughts and we're kind of believing them. And for me, the only way to break that cycle, and I'm talking to you, Jenny, the only way to break that cycle is you get off the couch, you get out of the house, and you go put yourself in society where somebody needs you. So you
Right.
volunteer and you start putting other people's voices into the things that you're hearing, and
Yep.
you make yourself valuable to them. Even if you don't know who they are yet, there
Right.
are people in the world that need your love.
Yep. And even going back to the pets, going to a pet shelter. And, because there's people that volunteer to walk dogs,
Right.
or there's people that volunteer to sit with the animals that are at pet shelters, because they feel that warmth when somebody is there as well. So yes, I absolutely, when you were, it's like, thank you for saying that, Ruth, because I was going to say the same thing. It's like, go do something for somebody else, because it gets you out of the monkey mind that's going on. And whether you live alone or not, it doesn't matter. I've been living alone for a long time. I've spent a lot of holidays by myself, but that doesn't mean that you are alone. It just means that there's not a physical presence that's there. So you set the table for your loved ones and invite them in.
Right.
You're never alone. You're never
Right.
alone.
And if that's too painful for you, then go to the shelter and volunteer.
Absolutely. Do both is what I'm saying. Do both.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And I just want to share one last thing, because I think I'm understanding where this came in. Archangel Gabriel yesterday. I woke up and I'm hearing this message from Archangel Gabriel, and I put it on Pinterest because Sue and I do Pinterest. Let me see which one. Okay. I think this is for our session today. This is what Archangel Gabriel told me yesterday, I woke up to this. Stop doing the things that are killing your body or impeding your ability to live a full life. Imagine waking up to that, friends. That's what I woke. So this is what all I heard. I wrote it down as I do in my meditations. Eating and drinking foods that do not serve your body, sitting or lying down too much, spending too much time alone, allowing low-level thoughts to take up residence in your thinking, worshiping the TV or the internet with the presence of your time and energy, living in clutter, holding on to past hurts like a life preserver. You have so much left to give. Get up, get out, and bring love to someone else. Save your own life in the process. That was from Archangel Gabriel yesterday.
That is perfect.
Yeah. Wow. Who
Absolutely
knew?
perfect.
Yeah. Who knew? So anyway, so much love to each and every one of you. Thank you all for being on with us today. Fabulous conversation.
Yes.
Loved it and appreciate you all so much. And Sue
Thank
Broome,
you, everyone.
Sue Broome, you're a wonder, my dear.
So are you, Miss Ruth.
Yeah. Okay. Love y'all. And we will see you all later. We do this once a month, by the way, on the second Monday of the month.
Let me just look at the next date.
When are we doing this?
December 13. Lucky 13. December 13.
Lucky 13. All right, friends. We'll see you then. Take good care.
Thank you, everyone.
And God bless.